It has been brutal here all night and day. I hadn't slept a wink hardly because of all the noise and wind. 25, 35 mile an hour winds going on just about 24 hours with about 12 hours to go. So of course now let's go down to the shop. But it's going to be noisy in the barn, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do and talk about it a little bit. I'll bring up on screen what's coming, and I just want to get some stuff down because I've got kind of a busy week. And I blew the tarp off my spa. Let me tell you, I'm digging that spa. It's pretty cool. Okay, well, let's go down there and look at the 1957 accelerator linkage that is dealing with a 1978 motor. And I will give credit to several channels. And one is Derek at Vice Grip Garage, and a couple others that I kind of researched into, and some guy I found, I think he's in Alabama, about this cable drive system. And I'm going to go for the whole enchilada here. A new pedal, a new cable, and all that other stuff. But let's get on there and we'll look and talk about it. And when I did the powder coating on Daphne, I ran into this problem too. And then I really didn't know there was a modern cable system you could install on an older vehicle until I just sort of heard it in the middle of the night, dozing, listening to videos like I do. Didn't do much dozing last night. Whew. Well, here we are again. And let's oh, I don't have my big light. I got my little light. That's big enough. Oh, come on, baby. Oh, you're right. Okay. So here we go. This is our current linkage, and I'm using what I had, and it goes back and down. God, you can't hardly see it, but right there. Let me turn this down a little bit. Okay. Right there. Oh, that's no good because of the flutter. There's a bracket. And that bracket is in the way of the valve cover, basically. I think that bird is up in the attic portion. Well, that's going to be it for it. So, all right, let's see if I can get in here. And we're going to just leave her on bright, I guess. Is that metal? Nope. All right, let's get my radio over there. So, here's the pedal assembly. I probably should get my streamline. Let's see if it'll stick there. It does. All right, good. Oh, perfect. And that's my little heater that I hardly ever use. And this is the original pedal assembly. And it has been a mess. It's got that stop right here, and it's just been terrible. So I may have to, let's see if I may jack that up a little bit more. And there's my flasher so I can hear it. But we're going to be taking all this out of here because it has almost no travel. And look at that, there's the original clutch pedal. So if I ever want to go back to straight drive, I can do her. And it's one of my earthing straps there. So we're going to be changing all of this, and I think it's going to be cool. So I'm going to go up and show you what it is. Oh. I used to slam that door in your ear. And yeah, she's up behind the things. I don't know what to do about it. I've tried everything I can do. So just let him come in here and die. That's all I can do. Okay, so we're going to just work on this thing. It's about the best I can say, and try to just reroute and do and make notes of where things are. And the cable's 24 inches. I was a little worried about it, but I think that'll be more than plenty to get this thing going. So I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it because this is terrible. if you're at a stoplight, you have to be real ginger with it. You got like a couple of millimeters between, 1,500 RPMs and 2,500 RPMs. It just wants to, it sort of lurches over if you're not careful. So we're going to, I'll put an end to that. So, all right. This is the, not a sponsor, the Jegs gas pedal assembly 24 throttle, inch throttle, fully adjustable, all that other kind of stuff. So this is what we're going to try to do to smooth that out. Now, we also will probably have to change the bell crank on it a little bit too, and change the angle. But I don't know exactly what to do till I get all of this stuff. So if it needs a bracket, which it looks like it's going to, I'm not going to spend $60 on a bracket. I believe I can somehow fabricable something out of it. Thing, and I think if I got a factory one, it would be off anyway because the motor's not right for the, or it's not original to Daphne. So we're going to hopefully see if this will do the trick. I don't know yet. We'll find out. And there's a surprise, something coming too, but I won't do that till the end. Okay, let's hope I can get this to work. Change the placement of the pedal a little bit. Move the air conditioning box, HVAC box. I don't know. It's going to be a real interesting event to get this to work. I think it will. And the other thing I just thought of is this arm right here. This arm here might foul on the heating thing. I don't know. We'll just have to see. We'll just have to see what we're going to run into there. I didn't think about looking up into that, but I'll do that later. Thus begins our endeavor into cable-driven stuff, huh? Well, there it is. And there it is. And there's your 157018. So let's read up on that thing. That looks like a mighty good looking cable to me. I'm excited by that. And then you got this one. Billet gas pedal. My billet doesn't need a gas pedal. But that's okay. 0555-157410. Well, let's get our little knife here and see. Let's go with it. I don't know. How are you going to go with this thing? Oh, I don't want to scratch it up. All right. And there it is coming out the box. Well, that looks kind of cool, don't it? Kind of like we're going to need to do something else, though. Well, how big does a gas pedal need to be? I don't know. So, oh, it's got a set screw in there. Let's play around with this stuff and put it together. So, that thing's mighty tall, isn't it? I guess they got the geometry right on this bell crank assembly. So let's play with this thing. Dang it, that's got some gravity to it too. That's okay. This does too. So let's get them out and read the instructions and learn more. It took a little persuasion with a hammer and a little bit of a fitting device here to get this thing to come apart. I mean, the splines on this thing are great. So I had to get this, and I think that thing's been in the warehouse while it's a little rusty. That's why I had to crack it loose. Okay, so there you go. Let's take a look here. You don't want to lose those or that, and then there's that. So it wasn't too rusty. Okay, this is so highly adjustable. I'm very impressed by this. So I'm very impressed by the quality of machining too. So wow, that's pretty cool. Okay, and boy, that's just infinitely adjustable and just as positive as you can be. So this is good. This is really a wonderful thing. It was $110 for the two things, but I can see it. I can see it being worth it. Boy, that's really nice. So step one is remove the inner cable, install the bracket on your air intake. What bracket? It don't come with a bracket. You gotta get your own bracket or make your own. I'll make my own bracket, but this does not come with the bracket, so keep that in mind, okay? Okay, and then locate the original cable. Well, there was no original cable. Hold up, measure the distance, cut, all that other stuff. All right, and then we're probably gonna do some. Ooh, I saw an end on there. I don't think it comes with an end. Well, I've already got it open, so let's look in here and see what we got. Maybe I'll find the brackets, huh? I don't know. Oh, there's some little parts in there too. There's a. Let's just put this stuff up here. Uh-oh. Oh, carpenter bees are thick out there. See, you don't want to lose this little split pin right here. Well, oh, they got that taped in there. Well, bully for them. Look at that. What a great idea. I didn't see that little bit of tape. We'll leave that there. But let's, that saves a lot of possible losses, doesn't it? Okay. And let me just get all stuff out of here. It's not too hard to get the setup going on this thing and understanding it. I guess that's the best way to say it. You take the inner cable out very carefully. Whatever you do, don't fray the edge of it. You'll be, having a tough time. So here's the way she looks. And I got to tell you, oh, I got one. Let me tell you this. Okay, so take the cable out, and you get this piece right here, and you feed the cable through it, and then back into very carefully into the outer cable, and you'll there's a little knot, you've ridden enough motorcycles one time. The end of the cable, and it goes up inside of here. Looks like this, and you have to press it up in there. You have to take this out very carefully with those Jesus clips on there, and put it back. So the only thing I'm a little concerned about is drilling the hole in the firewall or bulkhead, whichever you prefer, to make this thing as easy, as straight a shot as possible. Of course, the upper will give you the most throw, geometry, and I'm going to start with the uppermost one because there is some control at the body of the carburetor where you end up putting this end. This right here with that NIN nut and that split pin. So the good thing about this is this thing's extremely adjustable. The cable goes all the way up into here, and then there's even more adjustment here. So I ain't too scared about adjusting this thing. And you want to get the maximum amount of inner cable you can. And then there's these things, and when I cut my when I make my bracket, where's the picture? Oh, I'm upside down. Paper's upside down. When I make this bracket, which how hard can that be? I think we'll be able to do this thing, and it looks like there's just enough length here to swing this. I think I may not have to cut it at all, considering I'm in a truck and considering the distance I have to go. The throw on Edlebrock is not really that far, so not any more than anything else. As we all know, it's a Carter, basically. So let's go down tomorrow. Can't go right now, and see about this thing. And I'm just very excited about this. This ought to just make the accelerator just not be nearly so dangerous. But I always like to kind of lay things out and figure things out here. So measure your hole here, and always make cables as straight as you possibly can. Nothing too... Oh, and you got to remember there's this piece on here too. There's the sleeve right here. And it says, it reads, it doesn't say. No, it said something about the sleeve. Slide clearance back to the area. You cut a place over the in-cut cable. This will allow you to place cable into small black plastic bracket. So what this does is, you got this tape on here. So when you take that off, this keeps the outer cable from fraying. So don't lose that. Don't let that get away from you. And see, it's already frayed in there as it is. Oh my goodness. So this is really pretty cool. So we all know there's that wound cable in there, and this is just a sheath. But it'll keep it cleaner. So that's okay with me too. And it looks good, keeps it cleaner. So that's the tool to get into here, into this piece when you get down there and you figure out your situation. I really don't know what this plastic piece is going to do for me, but I'm glad to have it. All right, that's pretty cool. And it's a beautiful little pedal. I wish I had something a little bit more fancy than that. We'll see what we can do about that. So it's different languages and whatnot. That's okay. Good. I'm impressed. This is a great little kit. I don't even think making this thing be adjustable is even necessary. There's enough adjustment, to deal with it all. I think right here, and when you cut your cable. Now this will be a time for a Dremel with a good cutting wheel, especially when you're cutting this stuff. If I can, I'll load this with resin. Flux, and I'll solder where I'm going to cut, and then I can kind of clean it off with the cutting wheel and make it sort of a bullet shape so it'll fit into here better. So this is all it's like working on a great big bicycle. The derailleurs on a big bicycle. Don't put your derailleurs through the spokes like I did when I was like 13. And that's how I learned how to lace wheels. Okay. All right, this is going to be the end part. So I've got this apart, but I've got something else to show you. You see this? That's going to be my my high beam, low beam floor switch little thing. Isn't that funny? And I got this one here. I got this great big one for I'm watching a thing on old Pontiac. So what this does is it's going to go over this. See, but the problem is I got 2 of these, and I've already had to machine them to get them to work on this thing. Maybe they're supposed to send you a short one and a long one, but they didn't, so I had to shorten one, and I don't think that's going to be a problem. And let me show you what we're going for here. See, what we're going for is you got to get this thing back there, and you do it with these things, and I'll show you what it looks like in just a second. So the thing to do here is those little brackets hang over the side. I'm just going to get some black paint on that. I'm not going to try to cut those down. Maybe a little bit. I don't know. That's a little problematic. We'll see how that works out. But here we go. It's, see, you can see right there. And it's got that nice action going for it there too. That's going to be nice. My foot's a little bigger than that. I got big appendages. So I'm told. So anyway, that's the start of the thing, and you see I had to waller out right here and right there, so that'll give me some adjustment here, and that'll be good because I kind of want it to swing off to the side a little bit. So that'll let me kind of do that, make it look kind of groovy. Yeah, I guess I'll have to go down there and get the old grinder and grind those edges off, especially on this side. Well, you would have hoped that was better. I thought at one point, because I had to shorten the lower one, that you could use a crossing pattern, but you can't because of the, this part right here. So, I don't know, use some smaller washers or grind them down a little bit just to make them a little less. That's so pretty. I don't want to make it look weird with the thing on the sides, hanging out the sides there. So there you go. Well, I think this is going to come in real handy for doing the throttle cable on Daphne. So I'm going to get it in position and get it ready to go. So I'm looking forward to this. Got to get this out of the way, but this is going to come in handy because that linkage bracket is so far back up in there. This has kind of gotten to be a must-have tool. I didn't realize how useful this was going to be, but when you need it, you really need it, and you just don't realize it's just one of those tools that I just got to recommend it highly. We're all prepped and on the lift, but we can't do it today. I'm gonna have to do it tomorrow. Let's go in as far as we can here on this creeper, and always set those locks. These are great locks too. I love these wheel locks. This is probably the 6th or 7th time I've used it. I've used it on some other equipment that isn't mine. So, dang it, so I might have to let it down some. Well, yeah, I may have to. Yeah, I'm going to have to let her down. See, we got to get back to that back thing, that back bell crank, or fulcrum, or whatever you want to call it, pivot. So we'll do this tomorrow. I just kind of wanted to see how handy this was going to be. You can just see it right there, but all that's going to be coming out, or coming off or something. I may not, it depends on how hard it is to get it off, because I probably won't need to take it off entirely, but if it's in the way, I'm going to have to. So we've already done some other stuff about this. So, okay, let's let this thing down some. It's so incredibly stable. Yeah, we're going to have to come down one. Okay, well, we'll start on it tomorrow. I've done too many other things today, and I'm booked on another job, so let's go do her. Fixing a drawer, that ain't another job, but anyway, pressboard, you know how pressboard is. I'm trying to recover from yesterday, the Sebring and other things that happened. I'm going to try to do a few things here. Let's just see how this looks. I always forget I got a magnet there. Look at that. So there's this, and then that's going to go on there. Okay, got to put the carpet back though. That's groovy. Okay, so but we do have first things first. I think the first thing is going to be probably just cut this carpet out of here, and just put this up here and get that pedal out of there. I don't know what to do. I got my topside creeper ready. We're back set up again. I think this is the 3rd time I've set up to do this. So hopefully this time we'll actually succeed at something. Let's start in here and see what the pedal's like. Picking up every bit of magnetic stuff that they're doing. Well, okay, well that looks like that. Okay, how was it attached down here? Well, that just pulled right out of there. It's just got some kind of little rubber thing. Okay. I wish that stuff was bolted on, but it doesn't seem to be. Let me get a mirror and look at the back side of that pin at the bottom. I'm in on the passenger side now, and it looks to be, if it would focus, it don't matter if it focuses or not, yeah, there you go. So it's just a split pin. So that's not so bad. So let's get that out of there. This would not be unusual in this place because this is a wet spot in a truck. A lot of old trucks you see are rusted, got a big rust hole right here from all the dirt and moisture and everything there. So this pin right here, so here's your pedal. This pin right here is rusted inside the shaft, and I've cut the split pin off, and I've hit it with a hammer and a punch, and no go. So what's going on down here? How bad is this? Oh, look at that. One job leads to another, don't it? Let's get some, we'll get some extend on this. Okay, well, all right, well, that's later, so I don't feel like messing with all that right now. Let's stick on our topic now. I gotta think of a way to get this pedal out of here. I think I'm gonna get my grinding wheel and put some towels there and just cut it out, because I gotta cut this out too, so might as well get started. I tried the grinder and you just can't get in there, so I got the Dremel, and it's doing a better job than I thought it would do. I mean, it's did okay. The trick is getting all of that, so I'm gonna have to go get another wheel, because I ate that one all to pieces, but I'm not surprised just about that. So, ooh, still hot. Let's just throw it back there. Okay, let's go get a bigger wheel and cut some more. I can't show you cutting. It's just sparks flying and metal disappearing. Okay, that's all it is. Whew. So you want to do something fun, huh? Well, I've been cutting at it a while, and not too long, really, actually. And I think I might have it here. Let's see if I can. Oh yeah. I don't know. There's not much I can do down here. Oh, dang! That was violent. Okay. Oh, didn't crack my lens, did I? Don't look like it. So there you go. There's a 1957 thing, and there's, you can see where the pin was rusted in there. I beat it pretty hard, so I had to cut all that out anyway. Look at some of the rubber still there. Okay, we're gonna put this here, and now we gotta go. My stream light got the worst of that. So there's what it looks like now, and there's that thing up there I gotta get out. I don't know if I gotta get it out, but I think it would foul me. I'm glad I came in here, because finding this is another more violence. Ugh. I don't need to get eye protection on to do that. Sounds good though. I think that's an extra piece of steel. I don't think I did that. I've had this truck a long time. I might have done it. Remember I was talking about earlier, they had holes in the floor. I don't think this one does. But boy, I'm getting all kind of text messages. Let me go see what all that is. Oh. All you gotta do is start working in that truth. Okay, back out here. I'm gonna lose that valve cover and get that linkage off right there on the Edlebrock. So let's do that, and I'll see what's back behind there linkage wise. Okay, so got the valve cover off. It's right there, and there's the linkage. That piece of iron right there with a dirty nut on. I gotta stuff a piece of cloth down there. So there's my kick down right here, and there's my linkage there. So don't look like the valve cover's leaking any. If it does, you can tell pretty quick, because it'll start smelling. The exhaust manifold or headers, in this case, being right. Let's see if I can get. How is that attached back there? Just a little pull thing. The battery is disconnected, isn't it? Nope. Okay, well, let's disconnect the battery. What I was thinking. Okay, let's try to get all this off we can. And speaking of cloth, let me just get set up here. All right, so here we are again, right here, and I found out those two bolts right there did something too. So there's 3 bolts hold on this original bracket, and I got all this covered up as well as I can. Now we're gonna see if this comes out of there. And I see the rod down there. So I don't want to do anything too tragic here. I may have to go up under the truck and get that out of there. Let's see where that pin is that was riding, that hooked up to the back of the accelerator pedal. I got all the linkages off and everything. It's just, so let's see where we are. So here's that. Oh, we got a long way to go there, don't we? So you can see that. That's what we're going for, is that thing right there. I don't know if I can get that out topside, but I tell you what, it's all out of the way enough to, I had to do a little bit of tearing up on stuff. So yeah, I had to hold the other side of the bolts with vice grips here. And that's just the way you do that. Let's see, I'll give it another little shot here. I'll give it a shot. And maybe we can wangle it out of there. But at least I got enough room to start in on my new piece here. I can't really see down in there. Where's my string light? There it is. Okay. Oh, I see it's sort of fouling on the, it's sort of fouling. How is it linked? Well, I'll tell you what, for now, that's acceptable. I have to see how the rod is connected to this bracket here, and then maybe from underneath I can get that out, but it ain't gonna come out. It ain't gonna come out this way. Oh, look at that! Me and my big mouth. Yay! The money shot. I just did not think that was gonna come. Let's see if I can get my feet on something here. And sorry about the camera moving around so much, but I'm moving around so much. So there's your 1957 throttle linkage. And that's the little thing that was hooked up to the accelerator pedal. Still got yellow paint on it from when that guy painted it Corvette yellow. 1963 Corvette yellow. So there it is. Now we can change gears, as it were. Let's clean up, and this is what I'm going to use as a throttle linkage thing when I get the cable in there. I really don't know what I'm going to do till I get going on this thing. But let's clean up and just put the pedal up in there and see how much clearance I got between that and the HVAC and all that, the air conditioning box. All right, let's get this area cleaned out a little bit. Let's not step on that wheel. Those wheels are expensive. Put it over in a safe, soft place. Well, here we go. Maybe one of those holes that that held a bracket up there high may be my cable hole. It looks like I got plenty of room here. And so there it is, the first time in place. Okay. Let's see what I mean. There's daylight right there. And the bracket, I guess I could, I don't know, I gotta try to not get too close to the brake pedal. I might have overstated on, well, if I could get it over here. Yeah, what do you know? That hole up there where that bracket was is just about near perfect. So I don't have much other hardware here, but it looks like this is a go. And I can't be happier. I want it over to the right as far as possible. Okay. All right, that's pretty cool. So let's see what I can do here. I don't think I can work much more today, but you know how it is. It's just gonna be a few seconds. Don't matter. The geometry of this is sort of painful. I may have to make a little bit of a spacer block, and this bracket right here is going to have to go because it's fouling up the back of this. You really don't have as much room here as you think you do, and I don't know. I'll have to sort of, and then you got to get your angles right here. This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. So, well, I don't know. Maybe it's as hard as I thought it was going to be. Let's cut this bracket. That's the rubber piece right there. The rubber where the pin came through. But I'm going to have to lose that. Okay, let's lose it then. Dremel does fine on this. Oh, all right, I cut that bracket out and pushed everything back in. Didn't take a second. There's that original hunter green that it was. So here's the little bracket, nothing to it. This was the original little felt pad, as I guess blocked air and gave it a little bit of smoothness. And there was this fiber washer in there. I'm kind of surprised by all that. It was all captured in that bracket that you saw on the previous segment. So I think I'm going to just go ahead and let me make some kind of little piece of wood here for that bracket right there to ride on a motorcycle. Okay. I have made a little spacer block, and I have had to kind of make a relief cut in it to hit that little hump right there. And I think I'm going to use these to hold it down to the metal. I've kind of played with it some, and I think I'm in pretty good shape. And let's take a look and see. Let's mock this thing up one more time and see about where I'm going to be going here. Let me get my purple pen out, my purple Sharpie, so I can kind of mark where we're going. But yeah, I think this is going to make all the difference. Okay, I think I've got it. At least a real good mock-up of what I want. So I've got my big foot on there and everything. And the cool thing is I got it all marked and I'm ready to screw it in. And it's right over the old hole. And it's kind of hard to describe right now. But let's get that wooden block in. I sort of get it in my head that this is almost a straight line. Okay, let's mount this block and then put them in. And I'll probably do more about adhering it to the bulkhead when time comes. But we're going to just have to rough mock up everything before we go too far. I had to pull this thing out to get up in there to angle and everything. That's a tool, I bet you I've used that tool 20 times and I've needed it all 20 times. It's just such a great thing to have that. Okay, so there we are mounted right there, and solidly so, and right on my purple mark. So let's mock this thing up here now. All right, I think I have it. So you can see up there where it's right at the bulkhead, at that hole, and I'm hitting the air conditioning unit. I'm probably gonna have to just bring this unit up somehow. And but I've got that much throw. Can you see that? And I think that's all I need. If you consider that, along with the with what's going to happen up at the carburetor, you know, I kind of like that action. It's kind of odd action. So the heel, you can see it's right there now, and then it comes down, and then the heel hits. And if you want to go into hyperdrive, you just push the pedal right here, and you get a little bit more. That's pretty cool action. I'm okay with all of that. All right, that's going to be it for today. And once I get this tightened up and away from, you know, everything else, it's real loose right there because of those splines. But I think I got it. Okay. And it was kind of a pain to get all that in there. Okay, I might end it here and we'll do the rest of it later because I know this thing's a mile long. So give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and let's go to work.